Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode. This week, we are back in action now after the international break. It was a bit of a depressing international break for obviously the reason that you would think Rangers are either not playing, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle to get through it. But it was actually the everyone that came after the Old Firm defeat that kind of just, it's like, what's the point of this season already? Obviously, first game back, St Johnstone away. I felt it was going to be quite a big task, to be honest, for the squad and the management, especially the way it went after that game, to kind of get a reaction and then win the game. Because I think, although I'm solely on the path that Michael Beale isn't the guy to take us forward, and like a lot of people are, I want to win every game. Still, like, I can't. Last season when Gio lost games and lost points that eventually got him sacked, I mean, we were behind in the league because of the points. If we keep on just winning at least, and then we'll see what happens. But if you enjoy the episode, you could like, subscribe, and share. Always very much appreciated. Firstly, we'll go on to the St Johnstone game. Then obviously it was interesting to see what Michael Beale was going to do here, because there was obviously Cantwell's out. Cantwell's his main guy. Cantwell's been starting every game this season. So he's out. You kind of lose a dimension of the team. I probably wouldn't have started Cantwell this game, to be quite honest with you, either. But he's going to be a big miss for however long he's actually out for. In terms of the options we've got in that area of the pitch, but that's the team that started the game. This was just the most typical half-12 away game I've ever seen in my life, to be honest. St Johnstone pose absolutely no threat. I think they are definitely going down. I can't see any way for them. I think they had 3 shots in total the full game, and we just kind of, we didn't play well. It was kind of just, again, you get a goal, you don't do anything for 70 minutes, and then you bring on a couple of subs and you score another goal. It was as simple as that, really.
Simple as that, maybe. As you said, was interesting. Obviously, to potentially see who he was going to start and play. Also, after such a massive defeat, see if he had the bottle, he dropped players that needed to be dropped. Obviously, some are injured, but they're on Twitch now. So, if you want to go and watch Cantwell play Twitch for probably what next couple of months while he's out injured, because we know Bill, as you say, always telling a wee fib, 3-4 games turns into 3-4 months. But good to see Yalmas come in. Davies, I was a bit. I couldn't believe he was really going to play him. I thought Suter he's been decent. You know what I mean? As I say, he's been one of the better players. But just to see obviously see the team come out, and then obviously my man Danilo turned into Will Smith and Hitch there, with a big lump on his face. That, I mean, absolute belter. That his face is.
No, absolutely. He's done for at least a couple of months anyway, and it's just their kind of luck. Obviously, everybody is wanting Danilo to start games. He starts, he scores, and then immediately gets
Listen,
injured. Not even just a knock or anything, like a really bad injury. So I obviously best wishes to Danilo and full recovery on that one. We need him back as soon as we can. Because I feel like he's going to be sound. Like I'm fine with Danilo. I feel like anytime he's kind of been on the pitch, he missed a couple of chances, but I think he's always the kind of guy that I would look to at the top of the pitch to put the ball in the back of the net. So unfortunate for him, but hopefully he can come back. Come back soon. They'll go through the rest of the team. Jack Butland, as I say, there was nothing. St Johnstone done absolutely nothing. So he was
is
fine.
it when it comes to Butland? For me, it's good to say so far with what we've seen, probably the best player we've got. If we're being honest with ourselves here, I think so far he's been the best player. That's
Because I
quite.
think he shows his levels. He shows kind of
I
his
bet with
experience of where he's been.
the talent we've brought in here, you were hoping for. You know what I mean? To say maybe one of them. The fact that it's a goalkeeper and not a forward player or what have you, that we're looking at so far and going probably our best player.
No,
Um,
no, that's true.
I mean, the mistakes McGregor was making, obviously coming to the end of his run. I mean, it's nice to have that reassurance. You get a top goalkeeper there, and Jack Butland.
Nah, you kind of never feel under pressure at all with him and between the sticks. So I'm happy with Butland, as I say, and nothing really to do in this game. Tavernier again, I thought he was kind of hit and miss. To be honest, we got up the pitch quite a bit. Good assist for Danilo, but largely a lot of the same for Tavernier. Goldson. The defence was really just untested. That's why I think everybody will kind of look at Ben Davies and think, he's I think we've seen in big moments when Ben Davies starts to kind of crumble and show his weaknesses when he's not physical enough. This
Yeah.
wasn't one of these games. I thought he had a couple of moments where even St Johnstone players could have got in ahead of him. But I think the main stat to look towards is when Ben Davies and Connor Goldson have started games, they've never lost a game. 18 games, I think that is. So they did go on a great run last season, and it was people made up their mind about Ben Davies at this in the Celtic game. And then their minds was kind of made up by then. But I think if Ben Davies is here, he's going to be an option until January at least. So I think as a fan base, we kind of need to just get behind him now and support him at least until January. But people have kind of made their minds up and like, that'll be that. But Ridvan Yilmaz, it was great to see him back in. To be quite honest with you, I don't understand why he's not involved for Europe. I think he gives us a totally different dimension down the left-hand side. There was times where he had massive amounts of space and, I mean, nobody's giving him the ball. Or there was times where he's got a good bit of pace to get by, and I think he's actually quite calm with the ball at his feet. I just think it's going to be a run of games for Yilmaz, to be quite honest with you. Like
That's my sorry, mate, but that's my thing with as well. I just think I'm seeing people judging this boy already. Do you know what I mean? He's stop and start. You know what I mean? 1 minute he's injured, next minute he's not getting a game, and I don't understand why. But I think he's decent. I think he should be obviously the first choice, but obviously Barisic in the Euro squad. I just don't get why this guy's still here. I really don't personally.
No, I know we've been back and forth for that for ages. I know, like I felt like this was the time really to give Yilmaz the shot, and it was good to see him obviously come on. In the Celtic game, he kind of made his return there, and then he obviously comes back to start this one. So I think the Motherwell game on Sunday will probably see Yilmaz start that game again. Because I just want to see him get a run of games. I feel like he's got that quality there. I don't feel like we would have invested that amount of money in him if we didn't believe that. So in an area of the pitch where it's kind of up for grabs, I want him to kind of take his chance. Middle of the park, I thought Raskin was decent. And Lundstrom, I think the two of them worked quite well together in the middle of the park, and that's the two I expect to see playing Thursday as well. Raskin had a really good moment for the second goal where he kind of went by a couple of St Johnstone players and slid into Tom Lawrence, who then released Matondo, and it was just a nice combination of play. It was a good goal, that one. So good stuff for the middle of the park. For me, Kemar Roof was kind of playing a bit deeper. Obviously, he can do that role. He can kind of play as an unorthodox striker at times. He can play out on the right or the left, but obviously his main threat is going to be in the box where he's going to score goals, and that was my annoyance. Kemar Roof's in the middle of the park, try to get the ball deep and move it on, and then I feel like Kemar Roof has to be in the box to score goals, and again he was in the box, and again another offside VAR call for him. So the goals will come. Kemar Roof's doing a lot of stuff that I like. He's staying fit, which is good. And I think at the moment, especially obviously with Daniel out, he's going to be the guy that we're going to need to rely on for goals. So, but it's nice to see he can kind of play in a different role. But I kind of want to see Kemar Roof just play as the out and out guy in the middle of the box that will score your tap ins and whatever else.
No, I'm the same with you, mate. That's where Kemar Roof's got to play. Main thing for him, as you say, is just keep. You're drinking that. But the main thing for him is just to stay fit and stay healthy, man. That's the main thing for me. And if he is, your guaranteed goals are hopefully no ruled out by VAR or offside.
I know. Aye, that's the next task for Kemar Roof is to get goals that will stand. Because you look at the past few games, he's scoring in every one of them, and it's just a case of obviously VAR's ruling them out. So I have no problems with Roof. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Tom Lawrence obviously coming back into start, and Tom Lawrence is going to be exactly what we thought a year ago. He's going to be a guy that is going to spur this team on in the final third. When he was moved centrally the other day, he just took the game by the scruff of the neck and said, right, I'll just create everything then. I think he created about 4 or 5 chances for the attackers. Obviously, Matondo got a really nice goal, slid him in perfectly with a good pass. Kemar Roof could have had one, Seema could have had one. But I thought we were good in the attack towards the end of the game. But again, St Johnstone are kind of tired by then, so kind of need to take that with a pinch of salt. But Tom Lawrence is going to be key for us coming back into full fitness. I'm really excited to see him continue playing. But I think the main question marks and takeaways for this performance was Sam Lammers. Sam Lammers. Right, so there's two ways I can look at this. Sam Lammers has obviously not been as prolific in his career that would warrant the fee that we've paid for him, right?
Mm.
But Sam Lammers is also not a right winger. So what is a guy that's 6'2" or whatever he is going to really do in right wing? Like that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. With playing players out of position, even Tom Lawrence playing out in the left wing. Tom Lawrence
Mm.
moved into the middle. You show how good he is with his qualities. Out in the left wing, he was non-existent. Sam Lammers again, he's out in the right wing. Like what are we expecting for a guy who's not going to be blessed with pace? That's the kind of thing I'm looking at with Lammers. I'm not writing him off. Yeah, I think he can still be a good player if used right, but it's definitely not out wide.
Well, but yeah, again, who does that come down to? You know what I mean? Comes down to Moley. I honestly, I can't. I just die. I feel for some of these players, and I feel that obviously when these players get played in positions that they clearly aren't good enough to, well, don't want to play or they're not good enough to play there. It comes down to him, and then obviously fans start getting on them and saying whatever they end up saying. But what are you expecting, as you say, Kevin Ash to do out in the right wing there?
I no, I feel sorry for him at times as well because I just know that's not where he's meant to be
No,
playing. He's meant to be playing in behind the striker.
yeah,
Kind of obviously you need to accommodate for players, but then I think that's where our problems will lie. We're not signing another out wide winger, somebody that can drive and somebody that's got pace and aye. But it was one of those games we get the victory and you kind of just move on to which is going to be the Europa League. And the question is, can we do anything in Europe this year? Obviously, last
oh,
season was a disaster in terms of Champions League, the level up, and then obviously the investment in the squad wasn't good enough. The tactics, you could also say, not good enough for that level as well. So, is this a group we can get out of? I believe so. What about yourself?
this is a group we should be topping. I don't think we should lose a single game in this group. I really don't. I don't think we should lose a single game, but it's us. And as you say, we're probably going to sit back tomorrow night and just invite the pressure on us when we should be taking this game by the scruff of the neck. Betis haven't looked impressive in the start of the season in La Liga. And I just honestly, I'll genuinely be going for the kill tomorrow night. But I just personally, for me, I don't think we should be losing a single game in this group. I think we should be topping this group.
Well, I think this is going to be your biggest task. I feel it's going to be Real Betis home and away. I think they've still got
I,
players that are better than us. They've got obviously a good manager at the helm as well.
oh,
They're a
absolutely.
team that could definitely cause you problems. But I'm looking at the other two. I'm looking at Aris Limassol and I'm thinking if that's not back to back wins, 6 points out of the both of the games, then we've got no chance. We've got absolutely no chance.
I think what is it? Is it where's the away game against that? Was it Czechoslovakia or something? I think the away game was it? What's it for?
Czech Republic, Sparta Prague.
I think that'll be a difficult away game. I just
Well, we
think
get
obviously.
beat over there before as well.
Aye. So I mean, obviously Pellegrini, experienced coach, Isco probably their main threat. For what I've seen for them, but I really just think we should be topping this group. I'm not saying we're going to turn up and batter Betis or hang me, but I just think we should be winning most of these games and going through. And it'd be nice to top the group and not have to worry about obviously playing people dropping down for the Champions League.
Yeah.
For me personally, anyway. But with Michael Beale at the helm, I think we'll probably end up in conference. I just don't rate this guy in Europe. I know. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
just
it's hard to rate him in Europe when you can't even rate him against
Oh, I
Greenock
know.
Morton at home.
I know, mate. I know. It's just I can't. I just don't know what to expect for the tomorrow night's game. Really, I would like it. Be nice to start with on the front foot and just going for it straight away, laying a marker down in the group. But I can't see that. I expect probably Beale to pick maybe one or two of his favourites and a difficult game. Oh, it's a draw, but it's a difficult game, mate. Go away. I can't. I can't.
I think as I said to you last night as well, this is the platform to just set up and attack as heavily as you can, press teams and force them into mistakes and make things happen. I mean, you look at PSV. PSV were by far and away a better team than us. We pressed them up the pitch and we got a goal out of nothing. It can happen if we actually just play like a team. If we don't let Real Betis go and dictate football, at Ibrox, then we'll have a chance of winning this game. It's going to be no different to when we played, for instance, PSV in seasons past, Porto, Villarreal. I just feel like we are kind of underestimating ourselves now because of who we've got in the management team. And I do feel like we've dropped off as well since, obviously, all of those games. But there is no reason with a full crowd at Ibrox that we should not be up for this and winning this game. That's the kind of way I'm looking at it. It's a free hit. It's the first game of the group. Go out there, show you can compete with a team like Real Betis, win the game. And I think this could be a massive, massive momentum builder, not only for the players, but for Bale. I need Bale to show something here. If he's not showing anything here in Europe, we want to be a team that competes in Europe. We want to be a team that wins trophies domestically as well. But I mean, if you're going to get battered off Real Betis at home, there's no point in even turning up. To be honest with you, we need to go and show the best version of ourselves for this one. And it's all up for debate whether Michael Beale will get that one right or he'll overthink his decisions again and get it wrong. But it needs to be. We need to attack them.
He does not look at that and just go, right, let's throw everything at it. You've got a full house at Ibrox. You know what I mean? This is the game to turn up here.
Well, that's the team that started against Barcelona. Obviously, it's Barcelona. They could be 5-0 in that game. Rui Silva, their keeper, is injured as well, so it's looking like Claudio Bravo is going to be playing this one. Obviously, they've got familiar players on there. Hector Bellerin, obviously, Mark Bartra, Mark Roca, obviously, you'll know for his time at Leeds. Ayosi Perez, obviously, Newcastle and Leicester. Isco, Willian Jose, obviously, target man up front, Brazilian. And then I've got Borja Iglesias. They've got good players. They've got a good squad. They're going to be missing quite a lot of those players, though. Nabil Fekir would have been one of the main threats if he was to be fit. Andreas Guardado's injured as well. So they've got a long list of injuries. Obviously, the main keeper now as well. So I just feel like there is no reason why we're I don't even know how to word it because I'm like, it shouldn't even be a question. We should be going out here and we should be winning the game at Ibrox.
I just think we should be topping the group, mate. I don't think we should be losing a single game in this group. I think we should be rattling this group personally. As you say, I don't think we should be losing tomorrow night at all. We should be looking to go out there and
if we win all our home games, it gives us the platform to go away and play for points. It gives us a platform to go and experiment away from home and maybe grind out for a point and see if you just win your home games in Europe. That's absolutely massive for progressing.
I know it's obviously first game in the morning, but see
I think you're actually a day early because it's Thursday.
Well, you know what I mean, right? Doesn't he hang me? But how far do you think he takes us in this competition? If you're being honest with yourself, how far does Beale take Rangers in this competition?
Again, I'll never write off Rangers. That's the problem.
You never write us off, but
Michael Beale's beat Rangers though. I'm thinking, right, if we can at least make out the group, I think it's going to be a massive task to go and if we don't top it, beat a Champions League knockout side. Sorry, and then if we top it, it's going to be again a massive task to go and win there. But I feel like we all thought that the season we reached the final that we weren't playing too great and we get through. Obviously, we had a different manager with different tactics at that time, and we had different players. I feel like that were a lot better in certain positions. But I still feel that we have enough to win our home games. At least go and beat Aris Limassol away, and you never know what can happen in the other two games. I mean, you'd be playing for. Obviously, your point to win, but if you can get a point for them, ideal. But this is where the team really needs to step up. They talk about these nights and why they joined Rangers, and it needs to be on the pitch now. I need you to show why.
I've had enough of all them talking. See, can't be with Instagram posts and all that. I'm done with it, bro. I really am. I've not seen you perform on the park. I've not seen anything for him personally, apart from just trying to fly into tackles and get the crowd on his side. You know what I mean? Let's see a bit of quality for you, but as I say, Twitch for doing some promoting for him today. So if you want to go and watch him in Tavernier, probably play the new FIFA on Friday. You can do that. But for me, we need to just be turning up in this game. We need to be just giving it our all. But I personally I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't have any confidence in this manager at all.
No, I'm trying. I'm trying my best to even get there, but again, what I saw at the weekend just doesn't strike me as something to get excited about. It's obviously going to be different against a team like Betis. I feel that the areas are going to open up for us a lot more on the pitch, and we need to show quality. It can't be a case of where we are just so technically off it again that we have chances and we just screw them. We need to take chances. We need to keep the back door shut, and we need to just show me a 90-minute performance for once. Show me 90 minutes of just going at a team, trying everything you can. See if you get outdone by a bit of quality. Fair enough. But at least you actually went the full 9 yards
We
and
always
you
say that. We always say that, but we always say. But see if he starts Dessers, oh my God, I know it's going to be a long night. I cannot do that. I can't watch that boy play, man. I really can't.
I don't think he'll play him. The team I think will play as something along the lines of this. I think for the weekend Suter comes back in. Barisic will come back in for obvious reasons for Europe. I think the two in midfield will stay the exact same, although I kind of tend to prefer Ryan Jack a wee bit in Europe. But
Mm.
I think Lundstrom's done nothing wrong to be dropped, in my opinion. So I'm keeping him in. Again, it will probably look more like a 4-3-3 kind of formation, but I think with Cifuentes missing out at the weekend, I think he comes back in. And then Tom Lawrence will have to play. I'd like to see him obviously more through the middle. Matondo obviously for a bit of pace. And I was inclined to maybe go with Abdullah Sima up front.
High play.
I was inclined to maybe do that, and instead he came out Roof, but I think Roof's got that in him to score goals in these big games. So I've went with Roof, but again I wouldn't be surprised if Sema started up front. That was something I enjoyed about the game actually towards the end. It was the front three that ended the game. I feel it is our best.
Mm.
Matondo, Sema, and Roof at the moment. I think that Sema's got long ways to go yet in terms of his technical ability, but I think with what he can do with that turn of pace, he had a great chance when he came on for Danilo, where the ball was up high for Yilmaz, dropped right onto him, and then he stopped a wee bit, and then he just blitzed the guy for pace, and he was unlucky not to score. He had a couple of chances in the game, and I feel like you're always kind of going to get that with Sema. He's going to be an option for us for the full season, but I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe went that route and
I would,
went with a bit of pace up front. But again, that's kind of where I'm at for the team.
no, as I say, fair thing. I just think he'll probably play him tomorrow and maybe Lawrence just behind. But I just feel like we need to just go out there and win this game. I really don't see, as I say, I just can't see anything positive with Bill, man. It's hard, man, to motivate yourself up to watch. I mean, you know what I mean? It
I
is, mate,
know
because you know
that
what's
is.
going to happen. You just know what's going to happen. We're sitting here and saying, like, we need to go for the kill. We need to just go for this game. Michael Beale's thinking to himself, we'll just sit deep and then look to, and can't he? And Barisic, God, there's where Pellegrini's probably going to be saying to himself, just target they two constantly. Barisic and Tavernier, man. But for me, we just need to be coming out here and winning this game, man. So start off with a positive.
It has to be a momentum builder. This game is set up perfectly at home. First game in the group for this team to go out and show something. For this manager to go out and show something. Because I mean, if we get beaten this game,
Mm.
things are only going to continue to spiral. I feel like this is the game where if we get outdone by PSV, but we've seen a lot of warning signs in the
Mm.
performance away from home for the setup and all that well, right, we can never do that again. See if he goes out there and we play the exact same way again. The writing's on the wall for me. I'm using this as kind of my last hope that he can show up with
What's the
some good tactics in attacking and football and win the game convincingly. But
what's the run here? What's it, eight? Was it the next eight games are at home or something? What's it? Two games
no,
away.
there's only 3 away games out of the next 8.
So I mean, if he's for me, you've got to be winning all them.
And 2 of them are in Europe, I think.
So I mean, I
So
can't. I've made my mind up for the old firm for me personally.
I
It's
feel that we're
amazing.
kind of just racing towards one end point, and that is Michael Beale getting
Aye.
sacked. But
I don't know. It's the way it is in the press conferences now. You can tell there's a bit. He knows he's fighting now. You can tell. You see the wee nips that he takes and stuff like that. So
aye, it's again, as I say, the writing kind of feels like it's on the wall. But a big performance, a big show
oh,
at Ibrox on Thursday could do wonders for the
turn
for
that
the
around,
team.
man. Absolutely.
It could turn everyone around in terms of where we are and really push us on in these 8 games that we're going to play. Um, so I'm looking forward to the game. I'm hopefully looking forward to a positive performance. I don't want the crowd to, no, the players, sorry, to rely too much on the crowd like they always seem to do in games like this.
Aye.
I want them to just show a bit of quality in the pitch and beat Real Betis, because I mean it'd be a massive result for us. But obviously we've got that to look forward to, and hopefully Rabi can continue to cook off the bench or start. Because I'm sitting here very pretty at the moment, just knowing
Aye.
that
What we saying?
he's
Scott Wright
performing.
masterclass off the bench. Aye.
Well, then again, you look at that. Ridvan Yilmaz starts the game at the weekend, but isn't included in the European squad. Scott Wright has not been on the bench for since the PSV away game, but he'll be on the bench because he's Scottish. In all of the Europa League games, it's just wild when you think about it. But with the lack of wide options we have, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and gets minutes, to be quite honest with you. So, aye, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I'm still really, really Beal out. I'm still not
Oh,
seeing the vision, but I feel like this is the last proper chance to show against a good quality side, to show why you're the manager of this club. So if it's a positive result, great, and hopefully we can kick on. If it's a negative result, it's only going to go one way, and it's going to be Michael Beale losing his job very soon, I think. So, aye, let us know your thoughts on Rangers at the moment, the thoughts before this game, going into a big one at Ibrox, and we will
just